was keen on joining Newcastle United, but the opportunity for signing Paulé Parisien was just too good to turn down. Barcelona's treatment of Holland international Frankie de Jong is being closely monitored by the Global Players Union, FIFA. The Catalan club owns 17 million euros in wages he agreed to defer during the pandemic and are trying to make him accept only 7 million euros. Chelsea have received the green light from Benjamin Pavard, but would be willing to join the club, provided an agreement is struck with Bayern Munich. Leeds United manager Jesse Marsh is a huge admirer of Atlas forward Juan Quinones as he continues his search for a striker this summer. Manchester United have made an attempt to reach out to Napoli midfielder Fabian Ruiz's representatives over a potential transfer, according to reports in Italy. The Barcelona president, Juan Laporta, claims Frankie de Jong wants to stay, despite Manchester United agreeing a £71 million deal. The Dutch right-back Serginho Dest has reportedly confirmed his desire to stay at Barcelona this summer amid interest from Manchester United and Chelsea. Leeds have completed the signing of 18-year-old wonderkid Sonny Perkins. Meanwhile, Newcastle is set to beat Chelsea and Everton to the signing of Maxwell Cornet by triggering his release clause, according to reports in Newcastle. Billy Gilmer, Ethan Ampadu and Kennedy have not been given shirt numbers for the upcoming season at Chelsea, according to reports. Timo Werner continues to be linked to the move away from Stamford Bridge. Real Madrid and Juventus have reportedly have missed the tug of war for the German. The former Manchester United midfielder Paul Pogba is set to visit the doctor of ex-teammate Zlatan Ibrahimovic in an attempt to keep his World Cup dream alive. And finally, Celtic midfielder Matt O'Reilly is aware of interest from Leicester City, but insists he is fully focused on life at Parquet. Brila transfer window update from the home of the facts.
Live or proof. The Sports Radio 88.9 Brila FM has gone beyond one league. Football Live.
Hey, sports fans, will you? No ways to take enjoy and practice sport information as you day on the go. Now to follow us on top our social media platform and website as it is hot to. Breaking news, we did. Live update anchor with full ground. Transfer gist and confirmed gist with all the betalicious analysis when they inside sports we deserve like hot cake. Shabali, follow us on top Twitter and Instagram at Brila FM 889. For Facebook, follow Sports Radio Brila FM. But still visit our website, wey be www.brila.net. Make you no miss anything as we carry on closer to the action.
Hi, DJ Drogba.
Hello, this is Heidi Gabrasalasi.
Hi, I'm Michael Essien Mefera.
My name is Jeremy Mikel.
My name is Danny Jordan.
My name is Peter Rufai.
My name is Kolo Toure.
Hi, my name is Tiago Vangira.
Hi, sports fans. My name is Victor Moses.
My name is Lightning Bolt.
I'm Joseph Yabo.
My name is Austin Jeju Okocha.
This is David Dean, former Vice Chairman of Arsenal Football Association. We're on 88.9 Brila FM.
We're reaching out to bring the big names to you. Sports Radio 88.9 Brila FM. There's nothing like it.
It all kicks off right here.
You are listening to Football Live. Football Live. There's nothing like it on weekends.
Well, away from the king, well, there will be a king crowned in England today. Two kings, actually. It's a battle of two kings. We want to know who the undisputed king is. Liverpool against City, 47 minutes from kickoff. And hey, let's let you know Liverpool's lineup today. Adrian is in goal. Alexander-Arnold, Joel Matip, Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson in a back four. Fabinho, Anderson, and Thiago in midfield. Up front, it's Luis Diaz, Mohamed Salah, and Roberto Firmino. This man said this game, it is not serious. It's a funny man. The substitutes, it's got Davies, a substitute goalkeeper. It's got Gomez, Konate, Milner, Keita, Jones, Elliott, Nunez, and Fabio Carvalho. That is for Liverpool against Manchester City. In case you missed it, I take it again. Adrian, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk, and Robertson at the back. Fabinho, Anderson, Thiago in midfield. Diaz, Salah, and Firmino up top. That is for Liverpool. On the bench, they've got Davies, Gomez, Konate, Milner, Keita, Jones, Elliott, Nunez, and Carvalho. What about for Manchester City? It's a debut for Erling Braut Haaland. So yeah, the first English team to fill the sting of Haaland perhaps will be Liverpool. And it's Edison, Walker, Diaz, Ake, Cancelo. Yes, you heard right, not Stones, but Ake. They want to sell him and all of a sudden he's in the starting lineup in the Community Shield. Yeah, they want to market him. And hey, Edison is the one that starts and goes, so they're not taking this for granted. It's believed that Pep Guardiola says he wants to land a psychological knockout blow. Rodrigo is joined by Bernardo and Kevin De Bruyne in midfield. Up top, it's Mahrez, Haaland, and Grealish. This is the strongest City 11 you could ask for. So City goes strong. On the bench, Ortega Moreno is joined by Phillips, Stones, Gundogan, Alvarez, Foden, Mbete, Palmer, and Wilson Esbrand. Guardiola would rather lose this game. He would rather lose the first game of the season than lose this game. It's pretty obvious what he's trying to do. Zero 09040,889. Who do you think wins this game? Liverpool or City? Who's your money on? Where do you think the battle will be won today on the field of play? Where do you think the battle will be won? Will it be in midfield? Will it be in defense? Will it be in attack? Let's start, of course, by going to Rex in Onitsha. Let's see if Rex is back with us. Rex, good evening to you, and are you good to go? Hello, Rex.
Yes, good evening to you once again.
Okay, sharp Rex. Rex, Liverpool City, you just heard the starting lineups. Your thoughts, please.
Strong one. I love it. I love it. I know that, yes, there's a lot to play for. You call it Charity Shield. Yes, it counts. Sometimes you look at what your opponent is bringing and you want to counter that because there's no way you want to lose this one. I know your club has not won it before. And it's one of those things that Liverpool will be looking like, let's start the season on a high. However, they're both talking nicely. I love the talks in the build-up, right? Yeah, Pep Guardiola wants to win, and it is evident in his selection for the game. I love it. I was thinking it will be another drama. We've seen some funny selections in the past in the Community Shield, and this is quite stronger than we have seen before. So I think it will be an interesting game to see. And I would like to particularly look at Darwin Núñez versus Erling Braut Haaland. That might take the shine a little away from Pep versus Klopp. You know, people want to know how will these players react? How will they be? Will they hit the ground running? Or will they take time to adapt? Yeah, one is aggressive and looks like the guy, like a monster already. And the other one looks a little shy, timid. We've seen that against Manchester United in the preseason games. So I think people are looking forward to see their new signings. Particularly, this is not like any other preseason. This is Jurgen Klopp versus Pep. Anytime, any day, anywhere. It is a thing that one of them would like to win. So I feel it will be an interesting game. We saw Liverpool in recent past when they won the league title, where they made a mess of the Community Shield like it was nothing. In fact, was it Pep now recently? Didn't think it was a necessary competition. But then it's a tradition. You can't come into a man's country and then tell them how to do their thing. So you have to get used to that. So somehow I think, every game is becoming significant now because there's more to play for. Just like what you said, Pep wants to dealt club that blow from the beginning of the season, maybe to give them that extra edge psychologically going into the main event when they eventually meet in the season. But whatever it is, I think it will be an interesting game to see going by the selections, and I think it could be the best Community Shield game we have seen in recent past. I've seen funny games. When Liverpool last played this, they lost to Arsenal. In fact, it took Minamino's late equalizer. Against Nice, Willock, and that kind of selection from Arsenal too. They won via shootout. Last time we saw a game like this from City, it was against Leicester City.
They lost 1-0.
Kelechi happened. He came off the bench. He won a penalty. He scored a penalty. And Leicester won it. And you could question whether or not the coach took the game serious. Not because they lost, anybody can lose. But then the selection and even the formation and the approach to the game plan, it was like they were hiding something so that people will not know what to expect. Like talking about opponents now, not to know their plan for the season. I believe they have unique plan for every season. So in that regard, this is going to be a better Community Shield when you compare to what we have seen in recent past. And believe me, Pep wants to win this, and Jurgen Klopp will do everything to leave this for Liverpool as well.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Rex. Rex is our man from Sports Radio Brila FM 88.9 band in Onitsha. Let's go to Abuja. Alan Smith, yes, of course, is our man there. And I'd like to take Alan Smith's thoughts as far as this starting lineup, especially on a Liverpool point of view. Darwin Núñez starts on the bench in this particular encounter. Klopp has decided to stick with status quo for this one, Alan.
Oh yes, we saw Darwin Núñez during the preseason, and he hasn't really been convincing. Well, he scored 4 against RB Leipzig, but the other games have been compilations of his failed compilation of his performances. It hasn't really been convincing. Well, it will take time. He's still a young man. He's coming to a new team, a different setup, a different league entirely, and it will take him time for him to get going in that Liverpool side, which is understandable. The game between Liverpool and Manchester City last season, we saw how they played several times. It was they gave us some of the best performance in the Premier League. 2 teams that we expect again to go head to head in terms of the Premier League title going into the new season. I expect this one to be explosive. Jurgen Klopp have tried as much as possible to play this one down, talking about the importance of the Community Shield, but we know he wants to. Anytime he comes up against the Pep Guardiola team, he always wants to give his best, and I think the Liverpool side also will definitely be up for today's game. It's not at Wembley, it's at the King Power Stadium, so it's a different feeling entirely, But games between City and Liverpool are always exciting, always explosive. With Erling Haaland, I'm looking forward to see the young man today in the colours of Manchester City against an English opposition, against a defence line we know are very, very watertight. That is the defence line of Virgil van Dijk and co. So this is the beginning, the curtain raiser. I expect an explosive performance, but I'm leaning towards City a little bit, considering how Liverpool have played in pre-season. We saw how they lost to RB Salzburg the other day. And if they failed to break down the RB Salzburg team the other day, City won't really give them that many of chances in this particular encounter. I expect a good game. I expect a very good game. Like Rex said, this might be one of the best Community Shield game we've seen over time. So I expect an explosive game between these two sides. It's always exciting watching the two teams and the two managers. They have a cordial respect within each other. And whenever their team play, they always give us a very, very good match. So not that I'm expecting another one this evening in the FA Community Shield.
Quick one, just to add as well, Alan, where do you think today's game will be won and lost? Where do you think it will be won? Do you think it's in the middle of the park or between, you mentioned Ireland against the defence line of Liverpool? Where do you think the game will be won and lost?
As usual, these two teams go against each other head to head in midfield. We know Liverpool always try as much as possible to bypass the midfield in recent times. But the coming of Thiago, bringing that stability, that composure on the ball, Jordan Henderson also there. These guys can always putting up the goods whenever they come up against City. So I expect this game to be won and lost in midfield. I know Liverpool usually play with their flank players, Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. But in most recent times, it seems that Thiago has adapted to the style, adapted to the Premier League after his struggle in his first season there. He has really brought that stability in midfield. They now dictate possession. They also have a player who is composed, who has an eye for the final pass. And with the runs in behind, with the run in Mohamed Salah running in behind the defense line of opposition, they have a player who can pin in that ball, try to bypass the first line of defense of that Manchester City side. So I expect the game to be lost and won in midfield. The two teams know how to hold on to the ball. The two teams are very aggressive whenever they are off the ball. So the game, I think, should be lost and won in midfield today.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Alan Smith. A quick one, Rex. Let's quickly go to Rex and ask Rex this one. Liverpool are without Alisson Becker for this particular encounter. It's Adrian in goal. We saw it last the FA Cup. Alisson actually started in the semi-final, but it was the other guy that started, Zach Steffen, that started for Manchester City, proved to be an important change as well. This one, Alisson is out injured. Adrian is the one replacing him. Do you think that could also have a bearing on the outcome of this game, Rex?
Definitely it will. Definitely it is expected to have the bearing, because you know what? Alisson has proven over time since joining Liverpool from Roma that he is dependable. He is reliable. I mean, let me give you an instance. In the final UCL, Liverpool versus Tottenham Hotspur, there was a moment of panic, but then Van Dijk did not panic. There was a Sissoko running at goal, and then there was I think it was Lucas Moura, or was his son, making an other run to offer support in attack. Van Dijk allows Sissoko make the runs through against his goalkeeper, blocking the option. Perhaps, I don't know, maybe he felt Sissoko is not the best, one of the best finishers in England or something. But then it must come with a trust with the goalkeeper. You know, it could be confusing when you have to block the view of the goalkeeper trying to mark the man with the ball, and he ends up going for goal or pass to the option he has. So he decided to block the option, allow Sissoko a free run at goalkeeper, and believe me, Alisson made that important save. So that's the kind of confidence you have when you trust your goalkeeper. Now, when you have Adrian playing behind Van Dijk and the other guys, they can't have that kind of level of trust, and it can bring about moments of panic like that. That's for one thing. And now, against the opponent, you have goal scorers everywhere for Manchester City, from midfield to the final third. Now, if it was Alisson, they know they have to beat the goalkeeper by hitting the ball nicely to perhaps the top right or the bottom left, making sure that it's in one place that he cannot reach. But then with Adrian, they have more confidence. Look, we can just go for it. Even half chance, you can just take it. You know, and then when the kind of figure, you know, is this big. He knows how to make himself so big on a 1v1 situation, talking about Alisson. So I've spoken about the confidence he brings to Liverpool. They trust him so much in the back line, and his absence surely will be felt. And I've also spoken about Manchester City. I mean, in their head, they'll be thinking, thank God it's not Alisson. Anything can go, it's Adrian, you know. It's not as good as Alisson, no disrespect to Adrian. So I think this could be a decider. This could be one position that we might look away from, and at the end of the day will play a crucial role. Take it back to the FA Cup semi-final in Wembley when they melt. We saw plenty of goals, right? But then we saw moments where the goalkeepers actually came to the game, talking about the goalkeepers. Even in the league, Ederson on the other side of the pitch, and then Alisson here, whether by the way of serving the ball, passing out from the back, getting involved, or even picking up a man from his own goal line he will just pick out the striker with a very long pass. These guys are amazing. And then his absence is definitely going to have impact in the game. Whether or not Liverpool will win without him is a thing that we'll wait to see.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, LG.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Josh, and the guys from the other studio.
Yes, good afternoon.
All right, so quick one. This is Stanley calling.
Go on, Stanley.
All right, first of all, I want to disagree with one of your colleagues here.
Go on.
I don't think, how will I put it? That example that I gave that Man City hit their formation from Leicester because of wanting to know what they are bringing to the new season. If you hit this from Community Shield, what happens to the first game of the season? You hit it from the first game, second game, third game to the 10th game. What happened in that game? Because I can still remember the game clearly. He did his normal game plan and everything, but just that Leicester wanted that game more. Understand? If you look at the history of the past, let's say, Community Shield, if I'm not mistaken, correct, it has won more from the team that won the FA Cup than the team that won the.
In recent times?
So it has been won by a team that won the FA Cup more than the team that won the league. So I believe if they go into those such games, believe okay, fine. They look more into the league than the Premier League, but not of course they hide their system. When they hide their system from the Community Shield, you don't want the rest of the team to know what happened in the next game coming to the league. We hide it from the first game to the first game. So that was one. Now coming to this game, I believe that Matthew have every right to win this game because one. Going based on the form, Matthew have the form coming to this game. After they have the form coming to this, they have the upper hand to win this game. So I think Matthew winning this game, not because of their work thing that does not take the serious or anything. It's just mind games. So I give it to Matthew to win this game. So that is that for that. And lastly, for me, I don't know, maybe that guy's looking like a flop already, but I hope not so for the sake of my Liverpool.
Oh, try to get back in. But let's quickly take a listen to what Pep Guardiola had to say in the build-up to this game. Spoke about the preparation for the season and particularly the approach they're taking to this game.
Hi, Pep. You've generated a huge amount of money this summer in terms of the sale of players, Raheem, Zinchenko and Jesus in particular. Are you confident, or you will be confident that you can overcome that? But that is three big players that have served you for a long time that won't be replaced that easily.
But if you analyze what happened in the last years without these important players, would have been difficult to imagine it. So in terms of the influence on the pitch, off the pitch, for many reasons. So, but today in the world football is this kind of situations happen. We wish them, all of them, the best. But yeah, there arrive new people that they settle my feeling quickly in terms of they are incredible, well accepted. I think is all of that, so down on the earth and very humble people. And then yeah, we are going to try with the idea is Manchester City, not this play or the other one. We are all of us, and we're going to try to be a competitive team. Tomorrow start the first title. It's an honor to play again. That means we play this competition to win the Premier League or FA Cup. So always a big success to be in there. We're going to try to do a good game against. We know each other quite well, a tough opponent. We'll dictate a little bit how is our moment, our level. We just 2 weeks and a half, 3 weeks of pre-season is too short, but at the same time, I saw many good things in this period. The 2 games we played, and yeah, with the guys we have, we are going to move forward.
And just in terms of Calvin Phillips and Erling Haaland in particular, first of all, are they both fit to play? And also, how important is it for them to get used to competing for trophies, even though this is a kind of pre-season match? It's still a game with a trophy, and Manchester City are used to winning trophies.
Yeah, but not just for them, for the new 4 players, for Stefan, from Julian. Yeah, for all of us, the title, of course, we want to try to win it. It's better. It's better start winning than losing. And yeah, it's good, but it's good for City. It's not for a specific place, for all of us.
Hi, Pep. Do you expect the new players to take a little bit of time to get used to Manchester City's way of playing? Do you expect them to take time to bed in?
Hopefully not. As quick they settle, will be better. Hopefully not. In my feeling, they will not take time. I think Stefan surprises a lot, how good he is in all the aspects, in the goal and in our build-up, and the other three guys, Calvin, know the Premier League perfectly. And I think the way they settle, the way they listen, the way they behave, the few minutes they play or the few games we play, I think they're going to set quick.
Perhaps more than last season in particular, there's been quite a few changes, quite a few players out, quite a few players coming in. Is this the kind of reset to the squad that you wanted, you needed?
Sometimes the transfer market dictate what you want to do. Sometimes in the first season we arrived, we tried to loan players or sell players, we couldn't do anyone. And this season, I don't know what happened, in 2-3 weeks, still I have, 30 or 40 days, and the end of the transfer window will be over and it's already done. So sometimes you want to do things, but not depends on just how good we are or how bad we are, dictate for the situations. And these situations happen quicker than we expected.
Hi, Pep. Just to check on the squad, I know Aymeric Laporte didn't travel to the US with you. How is he? Is he available for the start of the season?
Who?
Laporte.
Laporte is injured. Have a surgery after the last season. Like he played the last 2-3 games with an important injury. He made an incredible effort, but of course he could not continue to do that. He made a surgery. So far it's going really, really well, but we have to be careful because it was a knee, and hopefully it needs a time. And I think August will be out, but maybe in September start to be with us. We'll see.
Okay, can you just talk on Liverpool? Mo Salah's got a great record against City. Did you still see him as the main danger man, and how do you...
Who?
Mo Salah. How do you stop a player like that?
No. I'm not going to say something new about this player because all of us in this room knows him. So he's an exceptional player, an incredible threat, a top goal scorer, and yeah, we know that his quality. Try to win, he can score if we win, so we try to win the game, that's going to do.
Well, that's Pep Guardiola there. Hello. Hello.
Hello, LG.
Yes.
Yeah, so me Stanley calling back. I was disconnected before.
Go on.
All right, so let me, I think I've spoken on the Carling Cup, the competition. Let me speak. I think your opposing guys have spoken on Chelsea and on the Man U, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, let me speak on that Chelsea before I go to the Man U. I think problem that Chelsea is actually having is with Tuchel, to be honest. Fine, they have lost some players, but if I'm not mistaken, they brought back some players from loan. I can't, from my head, pick up players that I would say Tuchel has really developed. I don't see Tuchel as a developing coach. Coach that develops players, I don't see him as that. Coach that knows how to manage players and let them improve on their abilities as a player. I can't, from my head, pick on it. Can correct me. Unlike the people or coaches like Klopp or Guardiola, where you can pick one or two players, except it was Klopp that developed these players' abilities and make them better players. A typical example is Sterling. Now, Calamity Sterling was in missing chances and he was not as prolific as he was when before Guardiola came in and when he was at Liverpool. One thing is because Chelsea are talking about they are having lack of players and all that. What happens to the players that come back from London? There's a Gallagher who was fantastic at Crystal Palace. This guy come back into that midfield. There's a Lucas Chick that has been in that team for a long time. Why don't you try to develop that player to be what he needs to be? What about a player like Brila that was loaned to Southampton? You might say that he had an okay season at Southampton, and this guy is a player that is highly rated in Chelsea youth before he was loaned out to Southampton. What happened to the development of these players? They have a try with Choloba in that team. So now they are about to lose some players. They have already rich players in that team. They have centre backs who are aged. They have midfielders who are aged. So that team is usually like a team blended with both experience, old players, with young players. Must you have to like keep on going to the market to get old players? They were bidding for Lewandowski and all that. So to me, something has to do with future. It doesn't have to just go into the market and start buying players. If you're not able to get those players, work with what you have. Work with what you have and at least make out of that's what determines a good coach. So that's for me, and you should just even if you does not get those players that you want, okay, bid for this one, Baka stole it from you. You have all those young players in your team, try to develop them. Well, Mateta have done get the good with these young Arsenal players. Look at Martinelli. Martinelli have gotten that left wing side of Arsenal. He has made it his own. There's another guy who has just become Arsenal captain, 23 years old. So I say Arsenal is beating throughout the season. They are trying to get one. They are brought in some other players too. They brought on the experience of Zinchenko. They brought up the Jesus who have had Premier League experience and all that. Blend it up. They have experience in that center midfield with Xhaka and Apathy. So let him make use of it. You can't compare Chelsea squad to Arsenal squad. To me, Chelsea have a better squad than Arsenal. Chelsea have a better squad than let's say Tottenham in all round from keeper to strike. I think the only place that Tottenham is better team in striking force. That's Son and but from that midfield to Kante to the Koulibalys and the Silvas and the Mendy's and what you have to James right back. So you can't compare to Tottenham, but here we are. We're talking about how Tottenham is more prepared in going to the season. So that Chelsea. So let him. He has a good score. Let him blend in some of those youths, those small boys. Those guys are good. Gallagher was fantastic at this point, like I said. Roger is a fine striker. Let him try to develop. Like let him be a backup to Havertz or something. So that's and for my own is that leading to Atletico to I like what you said. Atletico is not a team that have to be the best team to win. Literally, Man U control that game and they still lost the game. So for my, they need to settle the Ronaldo issue. If that is looming on them going into the new season, it's going to be a distraction for both the manager and some of the players. So they need to get this right on that Ronaldo issue so they don't have any lingering thing over their head. And this forgetting that they brought in, I can't remember how many teams that have brought in their coach that left 13 years ago, 11 years ago, as motivation or to motivate the team or what, direct the team or what. So we move on from this guy. There are coaches who have done fantastic for Chelsea. These guys, you don't see them there. Or is he at Wenger? Or is he the other this thing? Is he from Barcelona or Madrid? How many of their former like coaches are okay because he will stay there for a long time? He has a lot of stay in the team. Man needs to stop this DNA, this Ferguson stuff. Let them move on from this man. They're giving him a stand. I think they give him a statue at what they call it outside the stadium. They have recognized you and all that. So what else do you want from that team? It's just there as a cabal or whatever the other caller said. Let him just leave that team. Let that team move on from him. Because I don't see EPH Ten Hag as someone that would like people interfering in what he's doing. So that man has come in, he wants to make his own rules and everything. So he should not interfere in any way with the negotiations, Ronaldo issue, anything. Let them have the final say. That's something that I and then one of your colleagues said, I remember what you were saying about that, was Sissoko and Son. And they were running down on that Liverpool defense. So wow, it's not even as if this guy saved that ball. What's his name? Allison. Sissoko played the ball away totally from the post because he used his left leg. So it was a good connection for DVD. You knew that Sissoko was a poor finisher than Son, and the ball was on Sissoko's left leg. So we allowed Sissoko to take the shot with the finger foot and just blaze it over the post. So it was a very nice connection for DVD shot. Nice one, you guys are doing.
Yeah, thank you very much. Right there for getting on board. Arsenal have announced Martin Odegaard as the captain for the 2022-2023 season. Let's really take a listen to what Jurgen Klopp about to say ahead of today's game. And then when we come back, we'll take more of your calls. Yes, as we wind down on Football Live and prepare for that kickoff. It's in about 16 minutes.
Will Saturday have any bearing on what will come this season, or is it just a pre-season friendly?
What, a pre-season friendly?
Yeah, is Saturday going to have any bearing, or is it just? I mean, some people see it as really important. Some people see it as just, well, it's another pre-season game before you play at Fulham on Saturday week.
And the situation is, it's a very important game, and the situation is we still have to prepare a season, that we cannot ignore that. So we played last night against Salzburg, we lost 1-0. We trained the day before twice. So really intense. That's what we have to do. I cannot ignore the fact that after this important game is a season coming up. So we have to extend our pre-season if we want into the season. We play on Saturday against City, and we play on Sunday a pre-season friend or test game, whatever, against Strasbourg. Then we play Fulham, and the next day we play another game, just that we can extend our preseason. That's what we have to do, because from mid-August on, I think, we play every 3 days again. So there's no time for training anymore. So we try to do the right things, but of course, the schedule is always a challenge to deal with, and that's how it is. Not the first time, it's always like this. And the game, if it will it show a lot about the season. I expect two good teams. I saw last night, even when we lost, especially in the second half, I saw us in a really good shape. I hope that we can bring that on the pitch on Saturday as well. But of course, it will be a challenge just to play now 90 minutes in. I'm not sure how the weather in England is, but it can be hot as well. So that all comes then together, and we will see. But if you win it, it's a very important competition. If you lose it, then it becomes less important.
Hi, Jürgen.
Hi.
Talking about the pre-season, you had so many games back to back in the second half of last season. How good has it been to get your players onto the training pitch and have some extended time with them? And also, how beneficial is that to someone like Luis Diaz, who came in January and just playing game after game? Has it been good for him to get loads of time on the training pitch with his teammates?
Yeah, it's important for everybody. So it's like you need to get used to each other again. That's how it is. But we can build on patterns we used in the past, obviously, because the majority of the team is together for a longer time. So that's really good. But we brought him some fresh blood as well. So we can say Luis now, we can for sure say he's still in that category. And of course, Darwin, and of course, Fabio. So, but it's good for all of us. And it's we said it plenty of times that this game only works really if you can work on a training pitch. It's not a game you just can play every day. So you need time on the training pitch to work together, to work on different things, tactical stuff, defensively, offensively. And the only time we really have is the preseason. That's why we love it and use it as good as we can and train as often as it's somehow possible. And then that means then in the same moment we play always out of full training the games, the preseason games, which makes it on some days just impossible to perform on a high level, but we get watched by the whole world, and then everybody's like, oh my God, how does that look? And these kind of things, but we cannot do everything in the same moment. So sports science, if you train and you never feel the intensity, then something is wrong with training. So you only can get an effect from training if you reach a specific amount of kilometers, if you want, these kind of things. So we have to do that, and we did it. So from that point of view, I'm fine. We will see if we are fresh on Saturday. I cannot promise that, but we will try to fight with all we have.
Football Live.
Was it me or Jurgen Klopp said that if Liverpool wins the Community Shield, it's good, and if they don't win it, then it becomes redundant? I mean, that has to be like the most ignorant statement I've ever heard.
Or maybe proud or preposterous or selfish or something. I wouldn't say ignorant. I just think
it's ignorance.
I'm just saying that
so because you lost, he reduces the value. Of
it's not reducing the value, but you're devaluing your loss so that you emphasize on your victories. Is that not what aspire to perspire to Maguire people used to say?
So he can do it, but you know what? Just go on.
That's what motivational speakers say now. I'm not saying that it's right.
Of the NFL can't. Go on. Just go on. Go on.
There's a difference between the Community Shield and the Champions League final.
There's not a difference.
The Super Eagles lost. The Super Eagles lost woefully in the Champions League final, and they are winning Community Shield.
Go on, son. Go on.
It will be a failed season if we win a Community Shield and not make the top 4 like Leicester or top 5. Mourinho will agree with you because when he won the last time he won the competition, he won 2 other trophies to follow the competition. So he didn't just win the competition and finish 9th like Brendan Rodgers. Let's have a failed season.
In general, you cannot rule out winning any trophy.
No one can rule out, of course.
But no problem. 09040.
But there are more trophies that are more important than the others.
There's no problem. 09040
Just like the rest of just like Ghanaians will not care that we beat them in the under-17 under-20, but then they are going for the World Cup. They don't really care.
Hello, FJ.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Josh, how you doing now?
Welcome. Good afternoon.
Lopez is calling. FJ, for see, I don't hear both of them their coverage for today's match. So let me tell you something, FJ. This match now, I'm not watching this here under Pep Guardiola or General Club. So this match is between that Haaland, they're both 2 strikers. So I want to see what the 2 of them can perform if season starts. Are you getting me? So is this one where this match I'm giving to Liverpool? Do you know why? Because last 2 seasons, so 12 comes for Liverpool. It's for Liverpool. You never focus on those domestic trophy. I get it. So, but last season, if we put ahead, with this all his squad, we League Cup, we FA Cup, and even battle Man City for the final day, for the Premier League. So this today match will be a very interesting game to see, and it will be a very funny game. But for me, I'm giving it to Liverpool because of one thing, because we never win that competition. So if you win domestic today, you know that he has run up for anything domestic or for England. That's my take today. Yeah.
They're not working alone, are they? So get on board. Hello.
Hello, Faru. FG1.
Good evening.
Good evening. Also, I greet you once again.
I greet you, bro. Welcome.
That's the one I greeted now before. Now, afternoon, now, I evening with you.
While I know they now. Good evening.
What is going on there? FJ, community share na trophy.
Yes, it is. It's a trophy.
It's a trophy.
That maybe that's the part where they give them maybe winner between FA Cup and Premiership. The
Bundesliga is a plate. The Eredivisie is also a plate.
That competition, that's very 3 points where they give them. Maybe the former Charity Cup.
It's been it's the English Super Cup. It's generally the English Super Cup. Just that English people like giving their own a different name, the way they are. It's the English Super Cup.
I don't say outside their Premier League, their FA Cup, they value more than every other competition.
Don't you support an English team? Which one is there?
Why not? I'm a United fan. I'm a Manchester United fan.
So why are you not making it sound like their trophy?
Like trophy, FG. No, FG, we don't win, I'm tired now. But me, as far as I'm concerned, not be competition now. Not be just FA Cup win and Premiership.
Then what will you say is the UEFA Super Cup?
Okay, between the Champions League win and
it's the same thing now.
I just am like maybe warm up. I just am saying like the warm up match against the new season.
All the sentiments.
It's the same thing. It's the English Super Cup. Nigeria, we used to have our own. I don't know why we don't.
I don't because it's not a tournament. So I don't see it as a trophy. I just like warm up game against the next season or beginning of the season. Then Josh, when the time for Man City and Liverpool match?
7 minutes away.
7 minutes? Yeah, they started already.
Yeah, it's in 7 minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much right there for getting through as well. We'll be getting across to Ade and Joseph in a moment. And And yeah, they will be taking us closer to the action. They'll be watching the game with fans as well. Don't forget, on Friday, the 5th of August, there will be the Brila fan watch party. It's at Piccadilly Hotel in Iguefo. Yes. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening.
Fremwa and the George the Viper. I greet you too.
Good evening. Welcome.
This is Kadri calling you. FJ.
Yes, sir.
I'm supporting Man City because of you.
Good luck, man.
The lie, even if I saw Man City, now who go win, go still win. Yes. FJ, he said that when Nunes will not starting. I wanted that guy to start because I want to see his performance from the last of the whistle. But if they put him in second half and they lose, they will say he did not start. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But from the look of things, I feel Liverpool will take the game.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so because this Jurgen Klopp, when it comes to, he knows how to integrate new players into a team compared to Guardiola. They will still take time to adjust before they were able to blend ball. Jurgen Klopp, you saw what he did with Leicester now.
Mm-hmm.
When Leicester just left Wolves, immediately he came to Liverpool. His first 2 TV games, the guy just blend immediately, and it still happened with Luis Diaz. You understand? So for me, I still expect the same of this their new signing, Nunes. But for today's game, it's going to be a difficult game. Games between Man City and Liverpool is always a tough game. Maybe it might end in a penalties or maybe 1 goal win, 2-1. You understand? But I don't see a white push either team. But I'm expecting a very good game, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is expecting an explosive game. Yes, we'll be going over to Ade and Joseph in just about a moment right now. And of course, while we do that, let's let you know that we're 5 minutes away from kickoff as both teams proceed to go out to the tunnel right there. But yes, at this point in time, let's go and join Ade and Joseph for this particular. Good evening. Good evening, guys.
Yeah, good evening, AJ. Yeah, we are live at the co-event center, convention center rather, and of course everybody's geared up into seeing probably the greatest match before the season opens itself. But then we'll be getting reactions of fans live, and then they'll be speaking with us, about the match. But then before we go to the fans, let me ask Ade first. Ade is right here with me. The match between Manchester City and Liverpool, it's something that nobody can really predict over the years. Last season we had draws, on the bounce. But then what is your crystal ball telling you?
All right, my crystal ball. Something is certain, Joseph. Both teams are fielded very, very, very strong. Both teams are fielded a very, very strong team, and I will be expecting Man City to get the day. That's for my own crystal ball. But apart from my crystal ball, I must tell you that right here from the Eco Hotel Theater, this is the World Cup campaign. Yes, and a lot of things will be going down. It's a fun experience right here at the Eco Hotel Center, where we'll be seeing the match between Manchester City and Liverpool, and also we'll be talking to fans and also asking them about the expectations for the match. Not only the match, also the expectations for the World Cup, because the World Cup campaign is something that is very, 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 very tough. And we expect there are a lot of favorites. Yes, we have the likes of Spain. Yes, we have the likes of Germany. We have the likes of Brazil. Talking about World Cup favorites, Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes. They call him the king of Manchester. Cristiano Ronaldo also will be participating in this year's World Cup. And fans are here. Fans are ready to experience, to enjoy the experience. Fans are here. They are trying to savor the moment. As you can hear, the preparation has started already. The preparation has started. It's a kickoff, yes, to the Manchester City and Liverpool game. It's a kickoff to Manchester City and Liverpool game. And we have someone right here that we'll be talking to. All right, sir, can you please introduce yourself?
Good evening. Say for today's match, huh?
What's your thought of today's match? I would like you to say your name first.
Thought of today, which team they play?
Don't know the team that is playing.
No.
Manchester City and Liverpool.
Liverpool.
They are going for Liverpool. Why are you choosing Liverpool ahead of Manchester City?
Cristiano.
Eh?
In a match